Hi, it's Alfred.
Hey, this is Felix. Why don't we start with our mission here?
Sure, sure.
So
Yeah,
we set our mission statement here as in to raise awareness of environmental and social issues around us through exploring different cultures and communities. The highlighted part that we have here is environmental and social issues. We wanted to really get to experience and explore some of the issues that we hear from the news, from over the world, and really to learn more about that and to bring something onto the world and on the internet that we can have a community to discuss and to really understand what these social issues is about and what we can do about it.
sure, sure. I think everyone knows that I'm already a retired guy. To a lot of people, retirement seems like almost end of life. But in my case, I think a lot of things waiting for to be done. Especially when you are young, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, you are talking about work and family, and you have a lot of things you want to do, but you can't do because of those constraints. But after this age, I think I can just do whatever I like, in a sense that I can contribute, I can address some issues that everybody may concern. I don't have a solution, but at least we have a heart to discuss it and maybe aroused people's awareness on certain things so that we can do good to the society and the community.
Yeah.
Okay?
For myself, this mission really means a lot, as in there's 2 points I want to make here. One is that I can see that there are a lot of issues around us. It could be a local issues, it could be some world issues, global warming, for example, and we talk a lot about that. We kind of see a lot of videos about that, but we never really have, like, I personally never dig deep enough to understand what this issue actually means to us and what kind of message does it actually means to us. And I want to have some sort of experience and learn really more about that. And that's what I want to do.
Well, there's say some social issues. I think it's very hot subjects like gun violence. Why that happened, and why it seems that no solution at all. I think we may discuss a little bit on that. And then we have social issues like insurance and gas prices. Oil prices in BC is one of the most expensive cities.
Right,
Why?
Right.
I think, we can discuss a little bit on that.
Yeah, the second point is really when I was working as a tech professional, I don't really get to explore any of these issues. I'm always sitting in the office. I'm always kind of in the same environment. I wanted to be out of this environment to explore more out of the world, to really get to understand culture, really get to understand what is happening on the local community, what is really happening around me, and to be really living my life in the present than just be in the environment and to just get some money per se for something for me.
Yeah, sure. I think with the IT technology like internet, YouTube, all those things, and in fact, it's a very different perspective of making money nowadays using this kind of technology. And we of course we don't aim to make a lot of money out of this YouTube, but at least it can create some revenue, and hopefully, if it's big enough, we can donate half of it or more than half of it to help the community. And also, I would like to emphasize the other thing is that we want to create some hope for modern societies. We find we have been an abundant society comparing to 100 years ago. I mean, everything is so advanced, materialized. We don't worry about these things, but spiritual wise, I think there's something wrong. So we hope we can address a little bit of this subject and sharing some of our findings, probably from some books, from some folks.
Yeah. We really think that there are a lot of informational videos out there, and we want to make our videos very informational and educational at the same time. Really causes us to think more and bring the idea of hope, right? Like you mentioned a lot about that, and hope is something that I feel often we don't look at that word a lot. Like we always think about we need to get more, but eventually it's back to the word like happy, right? Are you happy? And so we wanted to create some unique contents around that, and we will be dedicated a lot of time on our week to just think about these ideas.
Well, I think it's time to explain what these words mean.
Of course. So 4 decades apart. Some of you might have already kind of think about it, like, okay, what's 4 decades apart? So 40 years apart, what does that mean? So it's actually indicated the age between Alfred and I. We are 40 years apart. And we choose this name not only to indicate kind of our age, but I think we want to bring a message of, we are that far away, but we are still be able to really, cooperate and collaborate to each other and actually make something significant happen, which is this YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's good. And also, although we are 40 years apart, I think we have very different perspectives on matters, but still we can compromise and we can agree on each other.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something that we want to continue with our YouTube channel, is to really expose and discover some of the common things that we have between dad and son, kind of the way we communicate, the way we express ourselves. But eventually it's all about respect and how we can look at each other's weaknesses and how we can compromise and how we can really fill the gap between each other.
Well, it's not always different generations will fight each other.
Right,
it's not that case. So we want to prove, in our case, generations gap never exists.
I like that.
Well, to me, it's really simple. I mean, I'm already at this 60-something. If I don't start it now, I don't know when.
Yeah.
I can never tell how much time I have. So I just pop up this idea, and Felix, is in the IT profession. So it is just a very coincidence things that it's the time, that it's the right time that we start these things. If not now, when? I ask myself. So to me, it's very straightforward.
Yeah. A lot of what happened before really make me realize that time is very limited. Like it's not about oh, you're still young, or you still have a couple years or decades, because you never know. Because I've experienced so much recently that there are a lot of apparently healthy people and they're not really that healthy, and we often overlook the how fragile we can be, and I think that's not really the main point too. The main point is really, I feel like I finally find a purpose in myself, that I want to do something that I truly passionate about. This is really the most important thing. I feel this is the reason why, and I realize the difference between when I'm doing something but that's not my passion versus I'm doing something now, this is really my passion. That kind of mindset going into that thing has made dramatically different, right? So this is something that I wanted to do a long time, and I'm so thankful and grateful that, you know, my dad actually are willing to do this with me together. And I think this is a new start for us, and a very new interesting journey that we're gonna go on.
Okay, actually, I want to add one more point about my why now. In fact, about 8 years ago, when I really come to retirement, I start looking for something good, and I discovered there's a term called social enterprise. Mm-hmm. In fact, I spent about 3-4 years, well, at that time I was still in Hong Kong, to study what social enterprise means. Well, in fact, it's very simple. It's a profit-making organization that with a good cause. Mm-hmm. Then we call it social enterprise. I try to start one, but it's really difficult because you have to be very, very innovative in order to reach both goals. You can make money, but at the same time, you have to do good.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult situation. So now I just find out that with YouTube, I may achieve this goal.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one of the strong reasons why I want to start it now, because I was already spent a few years exploring this idea, you know?
Yeah. We are heading to a little island that is about a few hours from where we are, from a few hours driving from here. It's called Salt Spring Island. Yeah, what are we going to do there? Are there any...
Well,
yeah.
We do a little bit of research, and we find, to me, the most attractive thing is food. In fact, they grow a lot of different kind of food there. And one of the very special thing is about a cow, a very special type of cow. They call it belted Galloway cattle. And in the whole world, there's only 10,000 number.
Wow.
It's not a very popular species, but it's a very cute and lovely species. But I will tell you later, you know, but I guarantee you'll love it.
Yeah, I look forward to that too. And you know, another reason why we choose that place is because we discovered there's a really interesting way of living in there, right? Like they have a lot of farms there. Not only farms, but they're actually a self-sustainable cycle. We want to learn more about what that actually is.
Perhaps you have heard of permaculture. I think they practice a lot of over there.
Right.
And they try to have a self-sustained society and live the way very traditional but relaxed and peaceful life. And they also have good seafood as well. Our still mussels and oyster are good.
Yeah. And before or in between the first project, we are also planning a few projects about, you know, we talk about social issues. We already have preparing some materials about that we want to talk about in the upcoming videos as well. So a lot of exciting things. I'm really excited. Like there's a lot of like work to be done, but at the same time there's a lot of good things that, you know, can give values to whoever watching this video or following us on this YouTube channel. So
well, last of all, but not least, well, while we venture to this kind of projects, we need assistance, we need help.
Yeah.
So volunteers are welcome. So if you think you can help a little bit, say for example, one thing we are exploring is they have subtitles.
Right.
So we are still exploring how we can do that, because we don't want just English-speaking people to watch this. We hope other language-speaking people can watch it, can understand it. So maybe if you have this sort of know-how, share with us.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video, and we are really glad that you tune in, and we look forward to see you all, interact with you all. If you have any questions, you know, any suggestions, please comment below on this video and really let us know. And we want to engage with you guys. We're still very fresh content creators here. We need a lot of help and really a lot of good suggestions. So, and of course, like, don't forget to subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell button
and share
and share. Yes, and share this video. And we'll see you on upcoming videos. And that's it.
That's it.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.